They weren't reviewing the movie. They were reviewing whether the movie should be made, whether you can do a live action remake of a movie that's only 15 years old. But of course, if you're 15 years old is ancient. It may as well be made in the 1920s. Let's be honest.
Films with Eclipse Dine-In Cinemas Bundoran. Now serving pizza, hot dogs, ice cream, and more to your seat. Find out more at
Time to join our man at the cinema up there in Eclipse Cinemas in Bundoran. Collie, it's a good afternoon to you. And where'd you park the boat?
Yeah. Well, yes, I'm. We're going to need a bigger boat. I've got my Jaws cup here. I was just thinking that as you came there, going, maybe I'm getting too used to this. I was sitting there going, thinking away to myself and going, that's our jingle. Oh God, we're on air. But honestly, we'll be sharp from now on. Seamie, another great week, another great day for the cinema as we can hear the rain pounding outside. But
I'm telling you, man. I tell you, that novena you're doing every night.
Yeah. I tell you, the rain dance. Well, me and Fit and Fun Adventures in Granger are always out doing rain dances. But at least we've good stuff to talk about. And we have a really big, some might say, monster movie to talk about this week. One that people have been excited for a long time. I know even you saw the trailer and went, oh, that looks like something special. Now, I know you said that the trailer, you might need your imagination a wee bit for the radio for this one, isn't it? Because there's lots of flying and fire and stuff. But let's play a little clip of How to Train Your Dragon, and then we'll get on with the review afterwards.
You ready? Here it comes!
How to Train Your Dragon.
Anyway, he's a Viking and he has to kill him.
Yeah, he's supposed to kill a dragon because Vikings and dragons are mortal enemies. Now, this is another one of these weird weeks where, we've the last couple of weeks where Mission Impossible opens on the Friday, but actually opens the previous Monday, etc. So this has been out for a few days and lots of people will have seen it. Now, myself, I had Sunday off last week, but I couldn't resist and I snuck in at 8 a.m. to the cinema and watched this because I was really curious to get a feel for it. And I have to say, it absolutely blew me away. And I did like the cartoon. And I have to say, it's not dissimilar in any way. It's pretty much the same thing, except they've real live actors and amazing CGI, realistic looking dragons as well. But then I was really surprised, Jamie. I opened the paper, say, Monday or Tuesday, and they were all moaning, crabbing and moaning about this bit soulless remake and all this. But what they were doing is they weren't reviewing the movie. They were reviewing whether the movie should be made, whether you can do a live action remake of a movie that's only 15 years old. But of course, if you're 15 years old is ancient. It may as well be made in the 1920s. Let's be honest. But they're not reviewing the movie. Now, you have our contract there. Correct me if I'm wrong. My job is not to review whether the movie should be made or not. It's to say, nope. Is it any fun? Seamie, it's a huge amount of fun. It's so much fun. It's fabulous. I was thinking of, we've a new Superman out this year. And do you remember the original Superman tagline? You believe a man can fly. Well, you certainly will believe a dragon can fly. And you'll just wonder, why don't I have one of those? What they have done, which is something really special. Famously, the cartoon of Toothless, and that's the main dragon in it, was not only a brilliant character. He makes no sound, or he doesn't speak or anything like that, but he has all the personality in the face of the cartoon. They've managed to make it just as cute in real life, which is really hard to real life, but a real, realistic life, I suppose you'd call it. He's as cute. The story about the underdog. Look, it's not the world's most original story. An underdog kid who doesn't fit in and a lovable pet that helps him along the way. He doesn't get on with his father. He goes against his tribe, but in many ways he saves his actual tribe from destruction. It is just ticks all the boxes, family adventures. And we had a wee school in the other day came to see it. And they were in for about 2 minutes. And it happened that, I suppose they were about 10 years old. But whatever way this school was, there was only about 16 of them. There was only 3 girls and there was 13 boys. And the teacher put them in nicely in front of the screen. She came out for a coffee. And she said, yeah, I suppose, look, it'll be a good movie for the boys. And I said, I don't think so. I think this works for boys and girls. She goes, well, we'd see. 2 hours later, she walks out and she goes, never mind the girls and boys. Of course, the girls up. I loved it, is what she said. She said, I had such a good time at that. And she said herself, she's no spring chicken. And she was absolutely fell in love with Hiccup and Toothless the Dragon. The bits where they soar around the place. And it was one of those movies I Googled and went, I hope it's not New Zealand because I have a feeling that's Ireland. Absolutely. All filmed around the Giant's Causeway.
Yeah.
That's where they got all the shots, got all the drones, and then they put the dragon in afterwards. You know, there's just... Sometimes it's easy to forget what a spectacular coastline we have here. It was thrilling. It was fun. We'll definitely get another one. I think it's going to be a huge hit. Absolutely huge hit. And then I was talking to one other woman who came in to see it. I'd say she's about 22. She's a little sister who's 10 who'd never seen it. It was her favorite movie when she was 10, the cartoon. They both went to see it. One was already a favorite, the other never heard of it at all. They both absolutely loved it. That takes all the reviews for me. I think it's going to be huge. I think you're going to see the t-shirts and everything. A couple of weeks ago we said, I don't know if anything would be bigger than Lilo and Stitch. I think this might just lean over. I think it's great fun. Never mind the begrudgers. It doesn't matter whether it should have been made or not. It has been made. The point is it a world of fun? And it's a tremendous fire-breathing, scary, fun roller coaster adventure. You'll love it. You'll love it if your age, and your grandkids will love it. Wonderful.
And so what we have here is a gilt-edged hit, right?
I think so.
And on top of that, it's one of those movies probably that you go back and you go and watch it again, and again. And you start ringing. Are we in Shrek? We're in kind of Shrek world.
Oh, here. Absolutely. And then you're going to start ringing your Uncle Collie and saying, are they going to do a second one? Because there's about 5 books and they made 3 movies. And the other ones are really good stories as well. And look, maybe that's the secret. The books are magical too. And I would encourage any parent whose kid falls in love with it, get the books too. Because they go hand in hand. It's not that one spoils the other. They're absolutely brilliant. And in 30 years' time, there'll probably be another version of it because it'll never go away. It's a wonderful story. It's brilliant. How to Train Your Dragon. Go see it.
All right. Okay. And you have that on since
Monday. It's so... I think about the 6 o'clock show is about to sell out. That's what it is. And it's on a Thursday. Like, it's not even the holidays yet.
Oh, yeah. As long as that rain keeps coming down.
There is that too.
Come here. Now, this is now till next Thursday, but we're going to chat a wee bit about it because this is the third in the sequence, I do believe, isn't it? 28 years later, 28 days.
And before people panic, it's not actually 8 years since the first movie came out, although it is a frightening 22 years since it came out. Now, I used you as an example for this one, Seamie, because it's fair to say you're not a horror fan, but this would be the sort of movie that makes the exception because it's not really a horror. It has proper actors. It's a proper story. And famously, they would say they weren't zombies because they were infected by a disease. They're not it's not magic. It's not they're undead. But it's not really about the zombies. It never was. It was about the people, wasn't it? It's about the story. It's a survival story. The first movie, which really made Cillian Murphy the mega star that he became, wasn't it? That was the first big role that he had. But there was such good, intelligent, interesting movies. And one of the reasons I'm very optimistic about this one is Danny Boyle, the original director, Oscar-winning director for Slumdog Millionaire and Trainspotting and all that, is back. And Alex Garland, the original writer, they're both back. And they said, we'll only do it if it's the old gang back. Now, actors-wise, we don't know if any of the old actors will turn up, but it's starring Ralph Fiennes. And again, Ralph Fiennes does not just go and do a zombie horror for the money. He only does this if it's a proper movie. And the plot, as I know it, is the group of survivors were living on a small island. And they've waited 28 years. They've lived their whole life, but they decide to go to the mainland. And it's not so much the infected that amaze them. It's what has happened to the people of the UK in the time that they've been isolated with this virus. It looks shocking and exciting and fun, and we'll have a lot to say. I can't wait to see it. It's coming out next Thursday, so we'll actually review it properly next Thursday. But I know there's lots of people there. It was the most watched trailer this year when it came out. The most watched trailer on YouTube, which says a lot. So I'm looking forward to this. So, yeah,
absolutely. Now, missed it Monday, and you're bringing back Ocean with David Attenborough, the one and only. This has gone down pretty well. It has
very well. So it only out for a limited amount of screenings at first, and funnily enough, it coincided with that really hot weather. So the first showing, I don't think anyone turned up because, of course, people who would be very interested in this are also outdoors people. And the boss was going, "Oh, what a disaster! Why did you bring that in?" The next day, it wasn't quite as sunny, and like 60 people turned up. Like this, probably the most trusted man in the world. Would you say, David Attenborough? He made this movie, and it's both about the trouble we're in with the ocean, but it's also a story of hope, and I think that's important. He's saying we have the opportunity to turn the tide around, pun intended. We can change what's happening. And we are the people who can put pressure on the people in charge to do this. We have an opportunity here. Of all the things we can do to save the world, it is the ocean that is the most important. It's fascinating. It's only $5.50 on Monday night. Go see it. It's something special.
Okay. That's all we got, Collie. That's Collie on the movies and all at Eclipse Cinemas, Bundoran. Have a good week at the movies, and I hope it stops raining soon. For my
Not too soon.
Ocean Drive's film.